Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the official ARK podcast here with number 358. My name's Coach MT, and I'll be your host for tonight as Atlas is running a bit behind today. He won't be able to make it on time, but Brett and I are here to run the podcast. Today is Tuesday, October 24th here on the ARK. Hope everyone had a great start to their week. And if you're if you're watching over on YouTube, do make sure to leave a comment, hit the like button, share it around, and feel free to come join us on the live stream here over on Telegram. The Telegram channel is linked in all of the descriptions below, so you can go find it there. We have the podcast live here at Telegram, 4 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. UTC. We might be changing that time pretty soon, but we'll keep everyone up to date with all of the news for changing the time. If anyone has any questions, we also answer all questions here after the podcast recording. So it's a great opportunity to come in, talk to the core team, and get your questions answered. If anyone hasn't seen the announcements, I'm sure a lot of you have, but if you're watching on YouTube, you're just catching up. We do have the announcements for the migration over to NFTs. Please go make sure you read through the whole migration plan. If you are confused on anything, you have any sort of questions, you can always reach out in the chat. We have the tech support channel. You can DM myself, Brett, anyone of the team. Always be happy to help. I have had a lot of people asking me, DMing me, what's the best way to claim their tokens out? It's kind of a case-by-case basis. It kind of does depend on what you've been doing in the last 14 days, what your CWR is, if you've done like any 100% allocations. But if you want, I can take a look at anyone's wallets. You can DM me your wallet. I can take a look at what you've done the last 14 days and kind of try to coach you to get the most amount of tokens. If you're on a schedule, if you've been doing like a 50-50 or a 60-40 or a 1.5 CWR 1.0, and if you've done that the same thing every single day in the last 14 days, you're pretty safe to, if you want to try to push the limits. I know 44% compound and 56% claim will get you to 0.78 CWR. So you want to stay above that 0.75 because if you do drop below, you are going to drop to the 0.5%. I know people have been saying, well, does it really matter? Like if you do 100% claims at 0.5%, isn't that the same thing? But you do have to remember that even though this swap is closing, the vault is closing on the 30th, we are still going to have a lot of time. Well, I'll say a lot of time. We don't really know exactly how long it's going to take, but you are still going to have time after the 30th to keep claiming tokens because the liquidity is not going to drain all in 24 hours. I mean, even if every single person holding ARK right now deposited their tokens in the LSA, it still wouldn't be enough to cover all of the liquidity. So we will still have a few more weeks after the deadline. I don't want to say exact timeline. It might be days, it might be weeks. But we'll still have time. So you do want to try to still kind of keep your percentage at the 1%. If you fall to that 0.5%, you are getting less tokens. So just keep that in mind. And of course, if anyone has any sort of questions, you're confused about the CWR, shoot me a DM with your wallet and I can give you help there. Check it out and we can come up with a little plan to optimize your tokens. I do just want to also make a shout out too. I don't know if anyone's seen in the DApp there, Alex did leave a little message. There is people looking to buy OTC tokens. If anyone doesn't know what that means, it's just over the counter. How that kind of works is if you have tokens you want to sell, you don't want to go into the LSA, there is community members offering 4 cents per ARK token. I'm sure we'll have some voting wars, some bidding wars, maybe 5 cents a token. But right now there is a few people looking to buy some tokens at 4 cents. So if you don't want to go into the LSA, you can shoot me a DM and I can act as like a middleman to help anyone facilitate any sort of OTC transactions to make sure everyone's safe. So there is people looking to sell their ARK tokens. They want a little bit better of a price. We do have that. We do have people looking to buy them. So that's what the OTC means. If you saw that on the DApp there and you're a little bit confused, that's all that is. And I also do want to let everyone know, just remind everyone, we talked about it yesterday. Donatello made a really amazing Medium article covering all of the migration details. It honestly reads like a book. It's really cool. He's kind of added this little journey-esque to it. But I really encourage everyone to go read through that, share it along, clap it up, leave a comment, because it's definitely a great article and he put some time into it. And it's it kind of just sums up the whole migration really well. So definitely encourage everyone. I'll post it again in the main chat there. Pretty sure that's it for me. Of course, we have the stats there. Sparky will be done later tonight. Atlas will come on later, announce the Sparky. I'll post it in the announcements channel, the main chat. And yeah, we still have quite a bit of liquidity. People haven't been selling too much, it seems. Still 132,000 liquidity, 101,000 in LLC reserves combined. It's about 133,000 over to the LSA fund. So lots of funds to go around, and everyone will be able to get a chance. Of course, got that $100 NFT, so no one's getting left behind. But I'll turn it over to you, Brett. I know you got a few updates for us today. Hope you're doing well.
Thank you. We're doing great. Yeah, day 3 of the migration plan is behind us now, and we're looking forward to next Monday is the big day, October 30th, Monday. That's when the swap contract will be turned off. As you mentioned, the liquidity is still holding the price, very similar to what I saw even a few days ago. I know it's come down a little. But we do know that quite a few people, walked away from the DApp, the ROI DApp, whether they've given up or the price is too low, they can't justify the CWR transaction cost, the B&B gas fee, whatever it might be. We talked yesterday, I think there was 1,919 wallets that haven't interacted with the DApp contracts in the last 48 hours or so. So we're not seeing a big rush to the door, which is good for those sticking around for the LSA funds, as the liquidity that's remaining in the swap. Right now we're at 32K. I think we'll get down to about 25,000, somewhere in that range. We have 4 days left. I think we've already moved about 3K out, maybe somewhere in there, maybe 4K. So by Monday, hopefully we'll have a decent amount of funds to move over to the LSA fund. So we'll be combining what's remaining in the swap contract with the ILC, and we'll combine that up and make it the LSA fund. And Alex is going to do some updates to the user interface on the LSA page so that we can see how many funds are remaining. He showed me some cool ideas he had about how the funds that you do have in your LSA account balance will get distributed to various NFTs. And today we did make an announcement. If you missed it in the main chat or in the secret DAO, I did update the migration plan to reflect that we're no longer going to be giving refunds on LSA balances less than $100. That was an original idea we had, but we can see that people are arbitraging already the token, and we didn't want the misallocation of those LSA funds to go to those that are trying to just get a higher price on the ArkFi token. So if you're unaware, we are going to honor a 10-cent price on Monday, October 30th, to those depositing into the LSA. So there is an opportunity to get a higher price on your deposits towards the minting of a legacy NFT. And we did note that there were some people that may want to take advantage of that and have an LSA account with, let's say, $90 in it, just under the $100 threshold for minting a copper NFT, and expect to get a refund. So we understand that there's some people that may not have the intentions of what the LSA is, and that's really an opportunity for people who want to move forward with the protocol, that want to be part of the long-term opportunity here, contribute to the capital raising, and also participate in the future revenue streams that are coming and the profits that are going to stream from those. So I think that aligns with our intentions with the LSA. I think it's very fair, and there's always people that are looking to take advantage of certain things, and so we wanted to make sure that that wasn't an unfair situation for those that are looking to get into the LSA. And if that fund drained faster because of that arbitrage opportunity, we would probably look back and feel like that was a mistake. So what's going to happen now is that if you do have an LSA balance, let me just run you through a scenario real quick, because I know there's a lot of questions that come up on this. So the LSA will open on Monday, October 30th, and then you'll be able to start depositing your funds. The LSA fund will be at whatever number we think it might be, 120K, 125K. When the LSA fund gets to zero, then the LSA will be shut off. At that moment in time, you can still put BUSD into the LSA to top up your balance so that you would qualify for an NFT. The least expensive NFT will be a copper, which is a $100 NFT. If you have a balance greater than that, then we'll mint as many NFTs as possible with that balance. Let's say that you have 850 in your LSA balance. That would give you enough for a bronze at $500 and a tin at $250, and then you would have a $50 balance left over. We're then going to create what we're calling a mint credit, and that 50 extra BUSD would go into this mint credit and it would be assigned to your wallet. Once we redeploy the new contracts, you'll receive the copper, or sorry, you would receive the tin and you receive the bronze in your wallet automatically. And you would also receive the $50 mint credit into your wallet. That mint credit cannot be transferred, but the NFTs would be able to be transferred. When you have an extra $50 in BUSD, then you would be able to mint or take that mint credit and apply it to a copper and then add an additional 50 BUSD to go ahead and then purchase that copper NFT. So we're not going to just give you BUSD back into your wallet as a refund anymore. We're just going to give you a mint credit. So only go into the LSA with the intentions of purchasing a legacy NFT at some time in the future, whether that's immediately because you have the funds to do so, or through the top-up process with BUSD prior to the legacy NFT contract redeploy, or after the fact, after we've redeployed the legacy NFT contracts, coming back to the DApp on the legacy NFT page and purchasing at least a copper NFT with the available balance that you have remaining in the mint credit. So that's how it's going to work moving forward. I think it's very fair. It's a great solution. Shout out to Alex, who came up with the idea or the concept for this and is going to technically make it happen from a contractual perspective. So great work, Alex. And I think this is a great, fair and balanced solution for everyone, and especially for those that are looking to get into the LSA and want to have more time. You will have time after we update the price on Monday, October 30th. To stack additionally. There's not enough tokens in everyone's wallet to consume the entire LSA fund immediately. So the vault will continue running. The vault will be able to put more tokens in your wallet. If you have a principal balance and you're not maxed out, you will be able to continue with your CWR strategy, putting tokens in your wallet and then depositing them into the LSA as you go. Also, we mentioned yesterday the transfer tax is turned off. So if you have multiple wallets with vault accounts, you can combine all of those tokens into one wallet tax-free, and then you can deposit into the LSA tax-free. And on Monday, the price will be 10 cents. So thanks for the advice there, Mistletoe, also on the CWR. What is the optimal strategy? A lot of people asking about that. And thank you for helping those community members that are looking to optimize their yield and be able to put as many tokens into the LSA as possible. We'd be guessing, but I think that the LSA fund will last maybe around a week or so, depending on our engagement. As I mentioned, a lot of people have kind of walked away from their wallets, or the cost of continuing to compound and withdraw is not in their best interest, so they're not participating anymore. And that was over a third of the wallets. So I'm hoping we'll have at least a week to stack and continue into the LSA, but no guarantees there. And then once that LSA is exhausted, you could still put in BUSD to get to that first level, or continue your upgrade process to one of the other levels of NFTs. If you do have $1,000 or more in the and can put that into the LSA, you will be automatically immediately minted at least a silver NFT. If you're upgrading to a gold, you would get automatically upgraded to a gold, and that minting would happen immediately for the silver, gold, and the platinum. It's only the lower levels that won't get minted and put into your wallet until we redeploy the legacy NFT contract. So that's just a quick update on some tweaks and changes that we made to how the refunds work. You're now beginning a mint credit instead of a straight BUSD refund to your wallet. So keep that in mind, and there is some more detail in how your LSA balance will be allocated to the minting process as the LSA closes down and the contracts are redeployed. And those details are in the document that we've been passing around the link for in the ArkFi migration plan kit book that we have. And I think that link's probably pinned somewhere in the main chat. And if not, go ahead and ping us and we'll be sure to provide that to you. Onto the development activities and the obviously a lot of work's been going into this migration and a lot of attention there. But we had some great meetings with our development team on the privacy products. All is going well and fast. They are completely unaware of what we're doing on the migration side. So a completely separate team, very large team. We had a great meeting today, well into the email design aspects of things. And we do have another demo of the storage components with some of the UI and design features already included, and also some of the development work that's being done on the back end for the password passkey management system. We also have some meetings set up for the email as well as the VPN. So all is well and going great and still on target for our Q1 2024 launch of the Privacy Suite. And yeah, I couldn't be happier with how things are going. We're really packing as much utility and features into the products as possible to still meet those deadlines. And we do have all the funding secured. I think we mentioned that a couple times, or at least in the chat. We do have all the funding secured to deliver the utilities that are near term and on the roadmap, which is obviously the crypto banking projects. We have the on and off ramps in place. Those are working very, very well. Alex has been a wonderful asset to the technical support, customer service, getting questions answered as fast as possible, getting feedback to our customers from the banking side of things. We do have also the ARK-Pay, or our bill pay product, that's coming soon with a full roadmap for the crypto banking products. The other side of that is the privacy products. Obviously, we're on track for Q1 launch. The funding is secure and in place to finish the development and go ahead and launch those products. So a lot of the risk is out of the business plan as far as the revenue that's going to be attached to the legacy NFT, but also future products can like Arc Light. Atlas gave a little sizzle on that the other day, but that is going to be a whole new business vertical. So we are going to stand up a new business that is related to yield generation, and will be something new that no one's seen in the space before, the way that we're building things. And so that'll be another exciting addition to the legacy NFT revenue streams and another opportunity for investors. So we're very, very positive and excited on the path and direction we're taking, migrating the token and the issues that we've seen with the token model in general into, and consolidating it into an NFT model, which we believe is a superior asset for the type of project that we are, and the investor that we're trying to address. So as we move into these new markets, the crypto banking side, we're seeing a great pump in the crypto market. A lot of attention is going to be focused on crypto in the next 2 years, 2 to 3 years at a minimum. And then obviously we know it's going to be part of our lives going forward from there. But I think a huge growth opportunity, getting in front of a big trend, as well as on the privacy side of things. We see governments talking about government IDs and this surveillance economy through CBDCs and everything else. Privacy is going to become top of mind. And what we're bringing to the table is a fully decentralized solution that people that understand the difference between big tech and decentralization are going to latch onto very quickly. And we've seen the explosive growth of companies, both on the crypto banking side and the privacy side, just do huge numbers in the last 5 years. So this trend is going to continue, and I think even get more mainstream and kind of come out of the dark spaces of the internet and the crypto world and become something that's at the top of mind of almost everyone. Your neighbors, your family, your friends are going to be talking about these issues and trying to find solutions to address them. So yeah, very excited about the business plan, the new restructuring around the legacy NFT, and I think things are going very well with the migration. So that's about it. Mistletoe, I think I mentioned we're having another demo on Thursday with the privacy products. That was one of the other updates, and then we'll keep everyone posted I don't expect any other updates or changes to the migration plan. So I think all is set and we're running well. We just had to solve that one concern that we had about people taking advantage of the price difference between what's on the chart today and the 10-cent price in the LSA and providing refunds. So doing a mint credit, I think, is an amazing solution that everyone can understand and is a fair way to address the potential concern. So any questions on your side, Mistletoe, or anything that I may have missed?
I actually was kind of curious with the mint credit because you said it will be finished once the LSA is closed. Will we not have the LSA open until all of the NFTs are gone?
No, the LSA, once the fund is closed and once the funds are depleted, then you'll only be able to use BUSD. But once the contracts are redeployed, the LSA will be closed because the LSA has an upgrade function. So you can go
Right.
from, for example, silver to gold. That feature will no longer be available with the new legacy NFT contracts.
Got you. Got you. With the mint credit, like, are they able to get that in future? Like, if they were able to purchase an NFT after the LSA, or would that just be
No,
gone?
when they purchase in the future, so when we have the new legacy NFT DApp page, they'll go to purchase it. It'll be like going to a store. You have your
Got
$100 copper, and so it'll just be an immediate transaction. There won't be any leftovers or a balance or anything. So it'll just take it right from your wallet. So if you're paying with BUSD, for example, and you had $500 in your wallet and you wanted to buy a tin for 250, we would just take 250. It'd be like buying anything else on the internet. Obviously we're using Web3, but in your crypto wallet, but it'd just be like buying anything else, where you're using your balance to make the purchase, and the purchase is an even amount. There's no leftovers.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, I'm excited. As you can see, the LSA page, I got my $250 in there all ready to go. Maybe get a copper,
Oh,
maybe save up for a little silver MT. We'll see. Still haven't
yeah.
decided,
See,
but
see how things go. Yeah, everybody's got their
exactly.
plan and strategy, and everybody's in a different situation or scenario. But I think, as I mentioned, I think we'll have, some days after the the initial Monday, October 30th sort of launch of the 10-cent price. I think we'll have some time to stack and deposit. And then, if people aren't paying attention, haven't come back to the DApp in a long time, we mentioned 30% or more of wallets haven't returned to the DApp to do any transactions, any CWR, any compounding, withdrawing. So there might just be some people that are completely unaware of what's going on and may miss out, but that's okay. The people that are here paying attention, we want to make sure that we reward those, and they're going to be, the ones that support us going forward and a big part of our future. So, um, so yeah, I think that's about it on my end. Unless
Awesome.
Hey, Brett, I'm sorry, I had to walk away. You may mention this or said something about this, but as far as the reference with the credit goes, so obviously now there won't. So if somebody puts in the LSA and they only have $80, they're not going to give them $80 in BUSD. That $80 is going to be a credit towards down the road where they can put an additional BUSD amount in there to buy, one of the NFTs at that time. Is that right?
Exactly. So if you could imagine, as I mentioned, sort of the storefront that's going to be the new legacy NFT page when we deploy the new contracts, they'll go there and say, I want to buy a silver NFT for $1,000, and they had an $80 mint credit. What would be the balance that would be due for that transaction to happen to mint the silver would be 920 BUSD, if that makes sense, would have to come out of their wallet at that time to make the purchase.
Got it. And now since now you've eliminated any way for anybody to kind of scam the system, by trying to get more for that and do on that end. Is the 10-cent going to be opened up now to go ahead and start doing that? And if so,
No,
is that the case?
no.
No. So that's going to wait on that. And what about increasing the amount that we can withdraw from the vault? Because right now, most people's at 1%. Is there any talks of that still to do to try to expedite things now?
We're going to see how things go. with the LSA. So if it's dragging on and on and on, we do have the option. We could raise basically the ROI percentage from 2% to 3% or whatever it might be. But we don't think that's going to be an issue. And as I mentioned, if we're less than a couple weeks to see the LSA fund get to zero, I think that's enough time. I don't think that's too long. I don't think it's too short. So we're just going to monitor it and see what the response is within the first 48 hours. I think I've mentioned a couple times, I think it's going to be probably pretty dramatic out of the gates. We might take the LSA fund down 50% or so, and then watch it trickle down over the next coming 7 to 10 days, for example. So I don't think we need to bump up the ROI, not yet anyway, but we'll see.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So
we'll
if
see
if anybody is wanting to sell, that's not participating in anything moving forward, that wants to get BUSD for their ARK, they need to sell through the swap page up until the 30th. After that, there's nothing else. All your ARK's going to be good for is to go into the NFT as long as the LSA has funds. And after that, ARK's just not going to be, it's going to be, you're going to get ARK in your vault, but it's not going to be worth anything because there's nothing to do with it. Is that right?
That's correct. Yep. Unless there's people out there that are looking to do the the over-the-counter sales or something after the swap closes, we might see some of that kind of spark up, but you got it.
And real quick, following that, what Florida Realtor is saying about raising the ROI and the percentages, is that what you were referring to as Mistletoe was talking about earlier? Because I was sort of in the chat too, wondering if it was better to just drop down to 5% or 0.5%, because this way you're doing 100% withdrawal anyways, other than doing a 50-50 compound withdrawal. Isn't that like the same amount?
I'm not sure I totally follow you, but if you are planning on, sort of stacking until the LSA fund is drained completely, I don't think you're going to get as many tokens if you drop to the 0.5. But you'd have to run the numbers based on your, specific scenario. But I think running a, 57.43, still keeping you above the threshold from dropping to the 0.5 is going to be a better way to get more tokens withdrawn to your wallet.
Right. And then if you did drop to the 0.05, there's no way to come back from that still. And right. If you did raise the ROI, you wouldn't be able to participate, right?
I don't know how we would do that. Like if you still had an active wallet, if we would bump it to 3% or whatever percent, we wanted to. But like I said, I don't anticipate, we just don't want it to drag on and on and on for months, obviously. But, if it gets finished up in a week or two, I think that's plenty fast.
Enough in terms of you don't want to drop daily to 5%. Because look, if you're still getting 1% a day, draw more than 50% of that and keep
Matrix, buddy.
You are.
You're in the matrix, brother. We can't understand you, brother. You're in the matrix.
Okay. Can you hear me?
You're just cutting in and out a little bit. I was trying to make out what you were saying.
So if you're still getting 1% a day, you can withdraw more than 50% of that. So that's more than 0.5% a day. Plus your balance is still growing because you're compounding something. And exactly. So the next day you get a little bit more. But even if your balance didn't grow, you're able to withdraw more than 50% of your 1% daily. That's more than 0.5% daily.
Yep.
So you definitely want to keep your CWR above 0.75.
Exactly. Yeah, well said.
Thank you, Brandon.
Does anyone else have any more questions?
Yeah, what's the optimum percentage that is better than 50-50?
56% Withdrawal 44% compound.
44. So it's 44, 56.
Yes.
44 compound, 56 withdrawal.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Thank you.
Your point.
Coach, you want to kind of make sure that you do that around the same time each day, because if you do it periodically times, it'll throw off your ratio, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So try to be consistent on when you do that every 24 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. If anyone is trying to do that and they're pretty bad with, say you forget to allocate for a few hours a day, maybe just try to stick with the 50-50 or do like a 52% withdrawal, just because you don't want to fall to the 0.5.
Yeah, I've been doing 50-50, because I go 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, 5:15 in the morning.
Yeah, you should be fine. Just make sure you're doing it on the same times.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, I would just caution everybody, because if you really look at the numbers over, let's say, a 2-week period, you might be getting $1 more or something worth of ARK, and I don't know if that's worth the risk of, cutting your yield in half, for example.
Exactly. And if you're ever falling down, you see your CWR might, you can use the CWR predictor as well. You can always do like a heavier compound for the one day to boost it back up too. But I think that's it, unless anyone else has any more questions. I do want to just remind everyone, please do not deposit into the LSA till the 30th, till we make the announcement, because you will not get the 10 cents per token. Just wait till we announce it in the announcements channel, Twitter, Discord, all of that stuff. So just hold tight, keep stacking your ARK tokens for now. But that does bring us to the end of the podcast. Atlas will be releasing the Sparky. We have a few Sparkies left till the end of the vault. But Atlas will be drawing the Sparky later tonight. I will post it in the announcement channel for everyone looking out there. But we will see everyone else tomorrow, 4 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. UTC. Atlas will be back tomorrow. He was just running behind today. So everyone take care of yourselves, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Good night, everyone.